Yeah, there we go. On the top left of Ruby Rock, we do have MaxPax playing Sprouters 1 and DICE in the bottom right. This is a rematch, which DICE won the first best of 3, by the way. A Korean Terran player. An amateur player, actually. So quite impressive feat here, defeating our greatest Protoss in Europe. At least at times, and in online events. But this is an online event, so definitely it is his strongest form. And he's gonna proxy some gates, I feel like. Oh, is he gonna play the MaxPax? With Brood War? Is he gonna invent that style now? One gate at home, one gate at the enemy base. It's gonna make that now for a thing for Brood War as well. But what are you gonna make, like goons? Goons cost a lot of gas, don't they? It's like Goon Zealot, right? You can't make the adepts. That's cybernetic score, so it's gonna be Zealot, Zealot, Goon, or maybe Zealot, Goon. Not sure. He's gonna have 50 gas. And then probably about 100 when the core finishes. So he should have enough for 2 goons. He throws down a Nexus though, so interesting here. That means he's gonna delay his goon production a tiny bit. This is gonna start up instantly here. Oh, he made it out of the wrong one. He made it at home. And then he makes it at the front. So there's a small delay. We're gonna actually check the seconds. So we're at 10 seconds here, and it's like 5-second delay between the goons. So that's where he squeezed in the Nexus. 5 seconds of the Dragoon being later. Now this can be extremely strong, but I feel like Dragoons are just not as good as in dealing with bio units than Stalkers are. Because they deal so much reduced damage. They only deal 15 damage. I guess it's fine. Oh, he walks into the Widow Mine! Oh no, the Reaper's gonna kill him! Oh, that's a terrible start. Walks into the Widow Mine, and the Reaper gets the finish. So pretty good. MaxPax definitely not on point there. Walking into that, don't recognizing the small red thing, the line. But this is still very scary. There's a lot of units just coming across the map just like that. But as you can see, the goon production seems like a little bit slower. And as a matter of fact, there is nothing coming in right now. And after these, probably one goon is gonna go down here. And that's gonna be a while before the next 2 come in. This rally is really fast actually. So that's very powerful, to be honest. Goon range on the way here. One probe actually coming in. Is he gonna throw down shield batteries? Or is he gonna add something to the proxy? So he's gonna walk in for now. Oh, and that's a nice body block with these SCVs here. He's gonna have one working on the command center for a while. Doesn't work out though. He's still only making Widow Mines, so no add-on here. Still has that unfinished bunker on the top, which I kind of like. So if this goes very south here... Oh, so he's gonna tank the shot. Okay. That's great. So he brought the probe to tank the shot. Now, if he ever loses this low ground, he can always go back to the high ground and utilize the bunker. But yeah, in the end he didn't finish it, so he just cancelled it, I guess. Marine is gonna be inside. He needs to finish that command center. Now the Widow Mine is gonna try to chase these away a little bit. In the meantime, he didn't really touch that CC. He's gonna lose another SCV. He loses so many SCVs, man. This is such a terrible opening here. 4 dice. Well, the goons are not doing what they should be doing, which is being microed. But more come in. 4 Dragoons, 5 Dragoons. Can he bust the bunker? Maybe. He will kill most of these SCVs. Wow. Now the Banshee comes in though. He can snipe the low one. Okay, so he doesn't snipe the low one. He doesn't focus fire with the bunker. So a few mistakes here. I could have definitely killed that one Dragoon here on the right side of this group. But he will get the pressure off his back, and now he has the Widowmine in front. So it's very difficult for MaxPax to engage. If he does sacrifice Goon health, it's gonna be a lot. Even though it doesn't die in one shot, it almost dies in one shot. It's probably gonna be a rekill. Now even getting a little bit more forward with the mine. Is that a bit too much? Oh my god. 2 HP. Barely surviving there. MaxPax throwing down a third base though. And yeah, he's up a lot of workers. Bounty Savers. Cloak is not done yet, but I think there is no observatory. Oh, there is one, and there's an observer, so already countered. I always like it when Terrans go something cloaked against Protoss in this specific matchup early on, because it's such a big commitment to get that observatory out and the observers out. You get a lot of pressure away from you just by doing this, because you're forcing observers. Like, you could make a forge, but then you can lose pylons and whatnot, right? Or if it's gonna be a fast Widowmine drop, you can still lose your whole worker line. Now, robotics facility with that Reaver in production here. You already got observer speed, that's kind of funny. There's gonna be Banshee speed. He keeps on making Banshees right now. Getting that up. Making more and more Marines. I think he played a Banshee speed style earlier in the other best of 3 as well. Oh, this Banshee's gonna fall. Okay. He might want to cancel this after seeing that there's observer speed. He might want to cancel the Banshee speed. Gonna keep it for now. Gonna stack the Banshees again. And yeah, he's gonna set up some tanks, some bunkers, and another command center. Gonna play this very defensive. For a while, we do see Zealot legs on the way, we do see a +1 on the way, we do see the Reavers producing its shots. And what's that upgrade? We need to check that. I think it's shuttle speed. Yes, so that's shuttle speed we're getting here. And he will start that Reaver harassment very soon. And already going into a Stargate. Is he going into Arbiters? Are we gonna see a recall? Recall. So he tried Carriers earlier and then he lost to Ghosts. In the other series. That was a very interesting series actually. And yeah, two-port Banshee again here. So he's gonna do a heavy commitment on those Banshees. They're gonna have an issue though, they're not gonna be able to shoot up. There's the Templar Archives, you could snipe that. He sees the cannon. Oh no, don't eat too much damage here. You wanna definitely keep those guys alive. And those goons deal a ton of damage back to the Banshees. Now, having one at home would be great here. There's the Reavers, they're gonna get a lot of damage. Oh, they shoot the same target. Oh no! Oh my god. Everything's just exploding. There's a Banshee now though, so it's really difficult to commit with those Reavers here. If he gets up a turret or a Viking, he does have the second starport, so a Viking definitely is in the cards here. He needs to get on producing though, he has a lot of money, he's setting up factories now, so we're going into mech. Banshee mech. That could be an issue if we see a full commitment here from MaxPax into air, into the carriers. I feel like the carriers will probably outperform Thors, if that makes sense. There's also going to be Storm. He just gets everything. He just makes courses as well, which is interesting. So those are going to be fine against the Banshees, especially because when they clump up, they're going to eat a lot of damage. I like the spread again here against that Reaver. So if the Reaver comes in, he's going to take, like the shuttle is going to take damage, definitely, but it can't shoot the Marines in one hit. So you can only like kill 1 or 2 Marines, see? So you don't actually need to micro this super heavily. But 2 Reavers are just a lot of power here coming in right now. And yeah, they deal quite a bit of damage, basically completely decimating this army. And the spread looks good at first glance, but if you don't have the tank to support it, he has the 2 tanks. Oh my god, what is he bombarding there? So the Banshees to come back and they will snipe the first one. Wow. There's so many Banshees, insane. So finally he makes a couple of Vikings here to get rid of this. Third base trying to be taken, but I feel like this could even get sniped here by these goons. We do see the tanks still in position. They're starting to shell at this. The Banshees are still here. He needs to be careful. If he loses these observers, he only has 2. There's a few Vikings. That could be an issue. One Banshee still staying at home. The Banshees are trying to get across the map though. Corsairs with the speed observer waiting. That I'm not sure if you can get away from these. So it's oh, they might have had. They have the exact same speed, so it comes down to whoever catches whom. So he does. What? How much does the observer have? The observer is too slow. The observer is too slow, but if he runs into the other army, you can see him again. He could storm. He's gonna shoot a lot with the goons, but in the end he only kills 2, so that's okay-ish. This mining not going on right now. 80 probes to 40 SCVs. That's just not a good situation here for our Terran to be in. He makes a 4th command center, so he keeps on being aggressive with these expansions. He sets up more and more mech units. He gets into Thors now. So he has very little fodder units, but we see Thors is definitely, or I guess it's the right idea at least, because carriers are on the way. 2-port carrier here. For now, there's going to be a 3rd Stargate on the way, and there's going to be Arbiters. The Arbiter Tribunal is coming in as well. And carrier upgrade, of course, here for the Interceptors. Excuse me. There's a storm here. High Templar is nearly going to lose its life for that. Arbiter Tribunal, I want to see some Arbiters. Getting that cloak field running, pretty nice. That's one scout here with his army. Observer might get sniped. No, it's gonna able to move out. But man, that storm, you need to run away from that. Having 1 medevac in the army would be really cool. Just heal up your stuff. Save some money on those repairs. And Dice is kind of turtling this out. He is at 133 supply to 200 right now here. And I feel like MaxPax need to start aggressively trade away units. Maybe even probes, 90 probes, a little bit overkill. He likes to be very probe heavy, but yeah. You can throw in the zealots at this point. Like, lose half the zealots, half the goons, it's gonna be fine. Can lose these guys now. The scout definitely is a nuisance. You put up a few more cannons and then you can be way more supply efficient. The Hellions do clear the mineral line. That was quite nice here for the Hellions. Oh, he still has so many zealots, so he's gonna run a few of them into a counterattack here. In the meantime, he's gonna distract the north with his main army. I guess he's gonna lose the Reaver shuttle. Oh, okay. That was a very fast loss on that one. That was a bit unnecessary. Definitely worth to keep that alive. The bunker is still there, still shooting, and we're suddenly at 140 supply here. There's a lot of Thors in production right now, so that's a lot of supply that's still coming out, which is already calculated but not there yet. Oh my god, 4 carriers and a arbiter. An arbiter. We do see the Banshees cancel a base here in the south. Oh boy, disruption webs, there we go. Nothing can shoot under those, nothing can fight under those. Even the zealots can't hit, can't attack, but he just doesn't need to go there because air units can freely attack. It's only affecting ground units. Now the Banshee's coming back here, but in time the Arbiter is there, so the ground army does survive. No scan was used. Now the Banshees are gonna go across here. They are gonna kill the cannons. Kill the cannons and then kill this whole mineral line. Because there's no vision. No observer at home. This is such an annoying style. But I think there should be an observer coming in here. The Banshees need to run as soon as they see these units. Oh, he should be able... Okay, so this is the difference here. Because the engine works different. I guess. The splash from the courses did not touch the Banshees that were invisible. which is a thing that should be working actually. Maybe that's a bug. It does work in the other in Brood War, but yeah, hold on for a second here. We're gonna have disruption webs again in the whole freaking army. They're just looking at it. They're not shooting. Just looking at it now. Finally getting out of those webs. Look at that tank. It's just frantically looking where to shoot, but he doesn't know how to shoot anymore. And then the web goes away and he remembers finally, oh, I need to press the button to make the weapon fire. Now this gate is gonna scout these banshees. It's still there, what a nuisance. It's providing some vision here. We're gonna have +3 weapons coming in at the same time. I think this is stasis. Oh no, it's Corsair energy. Okay, I have no idea about the visuals of these upgrades. Is this stasis? So he gets up recall, and I think he maybe already has stasis. There it is, uses the stasis, that's a good one as well. A lot of tanks, banshees being frozen here. A few interceptors as well, but that's fine. Disruption web here over these Thors, so they're just looking at things. And finally been macroed out, but this looks very, very promising here for MaxPax. Let's have another Thor here, who is in the wrong anti-air mode. Even to combat those, MaxPax is gonna take the first one. That was a really good game though. Those two make for some very interesting games, I have to say. DICE is a very unconventional player, and I feel like he's just exploiting the fact how the Brood War races operate to his advantage, and what he can do different with the StarCraft 2 races, right? It's like such a greedy way to play, so unit light, tech heavy, and expansion oriented, and then just like tech unit heavy without actual a lot of upgrades for those guys, and then he goes into like air styles and shit, right? Super messy if you try to do that in StarCraft 2. It can work, but it's super messy. Now this game wasn't that messy, but it also wasn't really clean. MaxPax did completely outplay DICE in the end. Now let's see what DICE can do here with the Brood War Terror in this game. I think he did play Mech last time, and he did completely wreck MaxPax with especially Widow Mines. MaxPax was obviously not ready to deal with Widow Mines, just mentally. He just didn't move his units correctly against those. He did not always have observers with the army, and yeah, that did lose him like several times, half a dozen stalkers here and there, to the point where he lost like, I don't know, 30-40 stalkers only to mines in a longer game, even more maybe. And it really snowballed at one time where there was just like 4 to 5 vultures coming in, and they just got 6 stalkers with mines, and then they came in and kept on rallying into the bases, and it was a freaking horror show if you are a Protoss player. Terrans were licking their lips because they were thinking Protoss barbecue tonight. I think DICE won that as well. The mech game. He's gonna go into... I can't remember how he opened though. He might have opened with a few barracks and a medic and some... like a stim timing. He is gonna do double racks opener here. But there's no all-in commitment to this. It's gonna be a... I guess he can go a little bit all-in with this. But he won't be able to deny the scout, right? The Marine is gonna be here. Can he deny the scout? He needs to kind of keep the out. You don't want to have the double barracks be scouted. And the academy on top of that, most definitely not. So this could be an SCV pull. He can't just make Marines now. He's gonna get stim. Boom, there we go. And then you just get like a medic or two. You keep them kind of a little bit tucked away. So DICE is gonna see everything here, and he's gonna come in again to scout the units and see if there's already follow-up tech to check the pylon locations. There should be another pylon coming down very soon here. There's another gateway though. That would be some crucial information. He's not going to get it with the SCV, but the SCV is going to come home. And there's your SCV pool. It's not too many though. Oh, actually, what? Oh, so he's going to do it, but only with 5 SCVs and putting up a command center. A very strange build again. And it's like a Strong pressure. Will MaxPax see this? I think he's barely gonna miss this. Oh, he sees the Marines, he turns around, he sees the SCVs with this. This is scouted now, so what are you gonna do? He throws down another shield battery. He only has 2 units. He's gonna probably have 1 more. He could fully wall this. I think this is now fully walled. But you can bust down 1 gate. You can definitely bust it down with Stim. Stim is gonna be here. He's gonna put up a bunker, which I don't hate. So he will Stim this gate down. He's gonna get through here, and he will try to commit on top of the units. He doesn't get the Stalker. Shield batteries are gonna be strong here for now. Can he snowball this? He gets the sentry. That's a crucial piece here in the army from MaxPax. Gets a lot of probes. He also sacrifices some SVs for this. And the Marines are gonna be in trouble now, so they need to pull back. SVs are sacrificed. The medic is done. That's a big one. Of course, it was already out of energy, so it did do its job. MaxPax is accumulating Stalkers though. There's gonna be a big reshove, and that's gonna be an issue. Units in the bunkers are getting stimmed here. SCVs is gonna get sniped. So in the end, he doesn't really kill anything. He might just want to stand the high ground and fight the Stalkers from there on hold position. So he's gonna completely try to run away. He's gonna sacrifice 1 Marine maybe. He checks if he's getting targeted. So he splits off 1 Marine. I think he wants to go in for a rescout. This guy's gonna run out of stim though before he can do anything. Just gonna run away. Just gonna look for a 3rd base. So he has the bunker at home. I think that was a really good retreat in the end. The drug addicts are splitting. Yeah. Nice, they're running home. And we're gonna have siege mode now. There's 1 siege tank. This should be fine actually. So yeah, really good pressure build by DICE. Let's have a look at the units lost here. 6 SCVs to 8 probes. A sentry, 2 stalkers, 1 medic did go down, and only 7 marines, a bunker for a gateway. I think that's a pretty good trade for DICE, all things considered. But he did delay his own tech. I think he wants to go into mech. Oh no, he actually goes into bio with this. So he needs to start up range. He doesn't have range yet. Oh, he has range. Okay, damn, man. He's like god. He already has range. Okay, so there you go. He's gonna go bio tank, I guess. It's gonna be difficult though. Bio units are very flimsy. You might want to add a few fire beds. And for what reason, you ask? Because they can do... They have more health. They have 60 health. And they can tank a little bit against these stalkers. Those marines with 45 health, that's exactly what MaxPax wants. They do have 1 more range, so they're equal in range, if I'm not mistaken. 6 to 6. Let's have a quick look. Yep, 6 to 6, so they should always be able to shoot. I love that 1 stalk on the high ground here to try to snipe the medics. That's really cute. Put some pressure on those. But that stalker is gonna get killed down. No. Oh, the siege out here. The tanks. DICE is trying to push forward a little bit. He doesn't have a 3rd base on the way though, so I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish with this push out. These marines are gonna get caught. The medic did get killed off. And he's just bleeding units right now. It's not really what you're looking to do here. Even if he secures this high ground for now, there's nothing he can do with this, so I'm not exactly sure of the value of this move right now. It's like a little bit of a tactical mistake or a execution. It's not, yeah, it's like a tactical mistake because there's nothing to be gained from what he just did. He sacrificed units to push away stalkers? Like, but for what, right? Well, for nothing. Just to get them out of his face. Right, he does establish a siege tank on this high ground. But he hasn't anything, he doesn't do anything with the high ground, so... I feel like, you know, if he had the command center on the way, or done, or something like that, or wants to plant it now on location, yeah, great move. But without that, 3rd command center? Not really, I don't see the value. So yeah, definitely bleeding just some units, not really that great. It's gonna ferry over some units now with the dropship here. He might just go into that main base directly, and this is a very droppable rotation here. And the spawning spawning positions there for dice. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna poke out a little bit here. I hope he doesn't do a full commitment like he did last time. He's gonna chase one stalker with his full marine force. Might be a little bit dangerous, but there's a lot of tanks actually behind this now. Hitting that front line and hitting in the back at the same time. Listen, Phoenix is gonna scout a bit. The Marines are gonna drop into the probe line. There's that medic, and the recall is being used. He might even depower that forge. That's a pretty good pick-off. So really well done here. But Stalkers, of course, are gonna be enough. And now the move out begins. There's the SCV pool. That's why there's no third command center. You guy need to go to the front line, bro. Go Terran. Let's see if the drug addicts split again here. Wow, there was some great shots here into the Stalkers. If he can establish like a good foothold over here and get up some bunkers, it's gonna be impossible to break from MaxPax without any AoE. He only has Zealots. I'm not sure if I like those chances, so he's gonna start a few bunkers. Lovely position here. Like this one's a little bit exposed, but this one looks really great. All of the Stalkers are on the north. So MaxPax is starting a three-way surround. This is where you want to kind of place a few bunkers behind as well. Dice needs to get on that idea because now he's gonna see this. Now he needs to start the bunkers because this is where MaxPax is gonna commit. He needs to pull back the Marine Force. SCVs into the front line here. Can he survive this? Tanks need to be focused on those Stalkers. I feel like there is just too many Zealots. The bunkers were a little bit too late. He needed the full surround on the bunkers for his army. And in the end, the Zealot man is too big to fail. What a kill move. That was a really good fight here for MaxPax. Look at the resource lost. It's insanely in favor of him. Now after that, he only lost 12 Zealots in that whole game so far. And he has like, what, 18 still left over. So he probably engaged with about, I don't know, 25 to 30 Zealots. He didn't even lose half, or lost about half. So really good fight here for MaxPax. Insanely good. I feel like there was a little bit of a mistake from DICE again in the execution. He didn't really target the correct things maybe. With the tanks, he was a little bit out of position with the bio. He was too much forward. And the SCV pool, yeah, might have been a little bit better into both directions. Like split it up, have some get, yeah, the like tank for the tanks in the backline as well, right? Now he's still in the game, but a pure bio game. Oh yeah, there we go, Firebats. Okay, so they have 50 HP. Now Firebats, I think, are insanely strong against Zealots. Let's see how that's gonna work out. But that might have been like a good call. Have Firebats in there. Oh! That one dude, he's stuck. Now he can freaking melt everything. Oh my god, they melt Zealots. Oh my god, they melt Zealots. Damn. Damn, that Firebat. Ah, the medic can't shoot on his own. He just melted those Zealots with the Firebats. He just killed, what, 16, 18 Zealots or something. With 2 Firebats. Oh my god. Of course the whole Bioforce didn't help him out. But that AoE from the Firebat with that stim, I can definitely tell you that did a lot of damage to those guys. Because they have 9 against light, and Zealots are light units. And they deal AoE. With stim, that's at a minus... They deal every half a second. They deal 9 damage to all the Zealots in that cone. That's so much damage. So in 2 seconds, or in 1 second, it's about 18 damage. To, let's say, 4 Zealots or so. Let's say 5 Zealots. That's about 100 damage per second. And if they have more even in that cone, it's even stronger than that, right? That's so much damage, man. Tanks can't do anything. Like, look at the Firebats now. Blasting away. Blasting away. The Zealots, of course, are a little bit better spread this time, but man, the Firebats did do the trick again here. So this army's gonna survive. Definitely the big counter here to the Zealot style. Having the Firebats in the end, though, Colossi do completely wreck Marines because they do 2-shot them as well, I think. Okay, now we need to do the math. 17 against light, that times 2 So we've got 24. No, 34 of course. Against light. And they do have 1 armor, so we had, and that applies 2 times. So we're 32. Excuse me, I don't know why I want to go to 20s. So we've got 32, so they completely demolish Marines. Like even with no upgrades. Goes for lockdown. Yeah, of course, goes for lockdown. Would be amazing. But of course, Wraith also work, right? Like this. If there's no detection, you can't see the Wraith, you can't defend against those. So those do work as well. But the issue is this. The issue is here. The issue is here and here and here and here. It's 6 bases. And the other issue is here. And mainly here. It's 1 base, almost. And that's a small base on top of that. Because the mineral patches are actually fewer here. As you can see, it's 16. And those are... these are... Oh, I guess they adjusted it. Okay. So on this map it's the same amount, but yeah. So he's on 1 base. 1 base against 6, I don't think you can ever be that efficient. No more fire bats, there's 1 in the mix here. A few join the fray here, can they make it happen? They're only hitting a couple zealots here, so unfortunately not into the bout. The last hero bat didn't make it work. MaxPax is gonna win this and get off the group, out of the group, so in the decider here. Very well played by him. And he will move on into the groups, sorry, not group stage. He will move on to away from the group stage. Graduate, I guess, from the group stages. So Homeowner, Solar, Rebellion, Skillers we already watched. We're gonna go into Solar against Skillers, the winner's match of Group B. Gonna be a ZVP here. And it's 2 StarCraft 2 players playing this, so that's gonna be interesting. Also some professionals. Dice, of course, being an amateur player. I was really impressed with him in the first series. And honestly, he didn't look bad in this one. It just feels like his execution